today's video is a little bit of a hybrid. Typically I'm either doing home things or I'm doing car things. This time around what I'm doing is kind of a car, and is primarily something for my house, right? This is a lawn tractor, lawn mower. It's for maintaining my home, but it is a little bit of a vehicle. So today I'm going to be changing out the blades on the deck, and I'm also going to be raising the deck. So one big issue with these things is leveling the deck, because while there is an adjustable rod holding it on one side, on the opposite side there is not an adjustable rod. That's not the end of the world. It can be resolved rather simply by purchasing spare rods, which is what I've done, and that's what this is. So this rod kind of hangs off the machine and the deck attaches to this piece. So I'm going to add a threaded rod on this side, then I'll be able to adjust the deck on that side, and I'm going to thread that one on this side as much as I possibly can, just so I can get that deck as high as possible. Because right now on the highest setting, like there's a lever on the side that allows you to raise and lower the deck. Even on the highest setting, it is way too low and it's destroying my lawn. If you live in Florida, you need to mow your lawn at a fairly high setting. Palmetto grass that we use here likes to, be left thick. You go low, you'll cut into the root base and you'll damage your lawn, which I did when I first ran this machine, unfortunately. So I'm gonna go ahead and make those adjustments and also put some new blades on it, and I'll show you guys how that's done. And then hopefully I'll be able to get a nice, perfect, lawn mowing experience, because I have a fairly large property and I am so sick and tired of pushing around an old school handheld, non-propelled, mind you, machine. It's crazy. It takes 3 hours to mow my entire property. So this is gonna cut that down to like maybe 30 minutes. So I'm excited to do this. So looking over by the rear wheel, you'll notice that the deck that holds the blades is attached by those rods I mentioned, and there's kind of like this clip that you got to remove, and you can just pop this out and drop the side. You'll have to do that on this side, the opposite side, and then also along the front of the mower, because there's actually a rod along the front that also holds the deck just to keep it stable. But really the level is determined by this thread here. So that's actually not threaded all the way up. I thought that it was, so I was gonna go and buy a die so I can thread that rod all the way up and be able to adjust it more. But it's looking like I'm going to be able to get the height that I want just by going ahead and threading that up to the highest setting. So I'm gonna go ahead right now, take this all apart, and then I'll do the blades and then mount the two rods. I bought this unit for 300 bucks. These things are usually like 2,500. It even came with a little trailer that pulls this other motor that like goes like kind of devouring the grass and turning it into like a finer mulch or whatever it is. Typically, like I said, this machine is like 2,500 bucks by itself. The gentleman that was selling this had sold a large property he had, moved to a small house where it made no sense, so sold it on Offerup, 300 bucks. Only thing wrong with it was the belt that drives the blades was broken. So these things are fully belt driven. The motor drives a belt that drives the rear tires, and then there's another belt that connects to the main pulley and drives the deck. So I'm going to remove the deck now, and I'll show you kind of how that belt system is. You'll see the belt all the way on the top. So you can see the blades on the deck are driven by a belt, like I mentioned, a little pulley system. Right now I'm just going to go ahead and change out the blades. If you have old blades on these things, you're doing your lawn a disservice, right? Because they're not sharp, they're gashing up your grass, you don't want that. So I'm just going to go ahead and switch these brand new blades that I got. And then we'll go ahead and we'll do the whole leveling of the deck. I'm going to get the cardboard off the floor for that so I can have a nice even floor to measure off of. Flip that deck upside down. We'll swap the blades out for the new ones. Man, these are crusty. So it looks like the new blades I got are slightly shorter than the blades that my lawnmower came with. Don't think that's a big deal so long as they actually fit, which is what we're going to find out right now. Hopefully they work. Need to get the right size. This bullshit. Okay, so like it's 16 is the closest. Hopefully they work. It would really suck if they don't. And these blades are not going to work with this machine. I can pretty much already tell because this is a star pattern. 5-spoke star. This is a 6-spoke star. It's not going to work. Oh, fantastic. I wish I hadn't opened these because I need to return them. Ugh. Freaking A, Lowe's. What a fail. They said that this is for the Craftsman machines. It's not for the Craftsman machines. Okay, so just one thing to keep in mind. This mower, having been made by Husqvarna and being a rebranded Craftsman as far as I understand, actually uses Husqvarna style blades, which have a 5-pointed star in the center instead of the 6-pointed star of the Craftsman blades. So just keep that in mind when you go get blades for this thing. These blades, I'm pretty sure, are also a little bit shorter than the ones this guy had on here. I did see some slightly longer ones that were like a generic, but did come with a 5-point star. I just didn't want to risk having to make another drive. I may pick those up in the future because they did look a little bit flatter. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and install these Husqvarna blades. Of course, there's a stupid sticker right by where the mount is. Like, why not offset the dumb sticker so I don't even have to do anything with it when I get this? God forbid they use their brains. Blades were terrible. brand new blades. Now let's do the deck. So unfortunately right now it's looking like I won't be able to install an adjustable rod on this side that has the non-adjustable rod. And the main reason is because the bracketing here is different. I really don't understand why they did this. This is so extremely stupid. Like, why would I not have an adjustable rod on the other side? Why would you give me this thing that's not adjustable and just freewheels? I can adjust this by adding a spacer here, but why on earth would you force me to do that when you could have just given me an adjustable rod on both sides? The bracket is not here for me to mount the adjustable one, so I'm going to take this out and hope that maybe, just maybe, I can somehow get it to work here, and we'll see where we end up. It's a really stupid design. I've heard that they did this to save money, but how much money could you really save by going with this different bracket and this different rod instead of just manufacturing the same bracket you had on the other side and using the same thing? This is not a fancy component. It's 20 bucks. You know, like, and they sell it for 20 bucks, which means they make it for like 20 cents. It's just idiotic. It's a typical dumb thing that manufacturers do to save a penny somewhere, and then like the extra design cost and everything for this bracket ends up eating whatever they saved. It's stupid. All right, I got it in. Hopefully this will work. It's a different bracket, but I mean, I don't see why not. Let's try it. Hopefully it doesn't tug my deck offside. Come on. Wow. I got away with it. So now let's raise this up and then we'll measure both sides and adjust the heights. Perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and take a measurement of the height of the deck. So right around here, we're sitting about just under 3 3/4. I'm going to bring this lip exactly up to 3 3/4, so that's just like a slight turn on this. I'm going to try to get the other side to the same height. Okay, so now in the same place. I'm only at about 3 inches here, so I've got to thread that up a ways. Out of thread there. Oh no, if I look at that little upturned lip, I'm almost there. I'm almost at 3 3/4. Okay, I didn't make sure I use the same kind of surface. So I was kind of measuring here. This is flat, and on the other side there's this lip. So measuring at this lip, I'm about there. I'm almost perfectly on it. So I'm going to raise it a little bit, and hopefully I'm there. All right, 3 3/4. So it should be about level. Okay, so when I went and measured the other side, because I raised the side, the other side kind of came down a little bit. So it was at 3 1/2, and this was 3 3/4. So what I did was I raised the other side just an 1/8 of an inch, and that just balanced it off perfectly with this side. So now I'm good. I might tweak the length of the rod in the front just to give me some more clearance to this back tire here. But other than that, I think I'm pretty good. Alright, so at this point I've put on the 2 adjusters. I've adjusted them, leveled everything as good as I can. The only thing left to do really is to test it. You'll notice that my lever is on setting 5. It's no longer possible to go into setting 6 because the deck is already hitting the bottom of the mower. I'm okay with that as long as I can get a proper mow. I'm not really too concerned. Before at 6 I was literally ripping it down into the dirt. So we're gonna go ahead and test this. It is nighttime now, so I'll just do a quick pass, and if I'm happy with that, I'll put this away for the evening. Then tomorrow I'll go for cut. If I'm not happy, I might buy the flatter blades that I saw and try that out just to lift it up a little bit more, and we'll see what I end up with. So you can see here's the patch of grass that I ran through with the machine. It's cutting nice, it's not tearing it down to the dirt. Unfortunately, it is raining today, so I'm not able to finish mowing the lawn. However, I'm happy with where we're cutting, so I'm definitely going to be moving on and getting that done. It is leaving a bit of a patch in the center. That's because of the length of the blades, but I'll be getting longer blades later to compensate for that. For now, I'm just going to make sure to overlap my cuts so that that's not really much of an issue. So that concludes this video. I'm definitely going to be doing some follow-up, probably a video of just me running around mowing the entire lawn with the machine, but stay tuned for that. It's definitely coming up. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so that you're notified when I post up another video. If you have any comments or any feedback, feel free to leave that in the comment section. And as always, thank you guys for watching.